All right, welcome back to episode 11 of Two Idiots Doing a Podcast. I am Nate. I am Danny. Nate is on the other side. Wow, I was thinking two different things.
You
it's
got a lot on
awkward.
your mind today.
It's awkward.
Mikko!
So today, as a lot of you know, or whenever this comes out yesterday, was the NHL deadline. So we honestly have a lot to talk about. Initially, there wasn't a lot happening, but the last hour and a half, a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
started to trickle through.
Yep, and the Blackhawks did pull off the Shea Weber deal. I know that's what everybody was dying to know, so.
But actually, before we do that, we honestly had a blast doing the Immaculate Grids last week. So we're going to
Yeah,
start off with that.
let's
And
go.
then we're gonna do a quiz or a sports like little question with Nate, and then we'll do another uh, little fun game of how far back can we name the champions for a sport. We'll choose a sport and then go as far, or the other person will have the list of champions, and then we will name until we get it wrong, and then once we get it wrong, that's where we end.
That's where we're at.
And
Yeah.
then we'll get into all the trade deadline craziness um, that happened.
Sweet. Well, which one do you want to pick?
Um, we didn't get out of the sixes, so let's do 594.
All right. 594. Oh, it's loading. Oh! All right, so columns are Tigers, 3,000 hits in the career, and 500 homers.
Yikes!
Rows are Yankees. To be fair, if you're gonna do this, that's a decent poll you want.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame and played shortstop one game, shortstop and 500 homers. Well, A Rod, we could just do
Yeah.
A Rod. I'm gonna do A Rod for that,
Just
unless if I
right
can
off
like
the bat.
think of somebody else, but I'm worried this is going to be the top selection. That's my issue. But who else would have done it? Um,
I don't even know if there's a lot of people that would have. Oh,
I'll throw it out there. Yeah, 50%.
yeah.
I was worried. Yeah, I was worried it was going to be the top selection. Crap. See, we might have to do a second one. We need a. That's not testing our ball knowledge at all. 500 homers plus and Hall of Fame. Um, or we could do
Uh,
Yankees and
this
500
isn't
career homers.
is Jim Tomey a Hall of Famer?
I don't think so yet.
Dang it! I was gonna
He,
say
yeah, no, that'd be cheating. Looking it up would be cheating. Um, yeah, I want to go Griffey Jr., but that's such a boring selection. I mean, it's our goat, respectively. Um,
yeah.
Shortstop. I got shortstop for Tigers.
Javi Baez.
Nah, we're going even better. We're gonna. I can't.
Ah, Iglesias.
Jose Iglesias. 10%. Crap. I was really hoping that would be. I mean, that's still decent, but I was
Yeah,
really.
that's
I
fine.
like it's not really good to me unless if you're under 5. Maybe that botched double play in the 2013 ALCS is still more memorable than I thought. So, um, Joba Chamberlain comes to mind for Yankees Tigers.
I
And I
feel I
could
feel
get
like that's not going to be a very remembered one.
Curtis Granderson's probably going to be higher than that, so we
Yeah.
could go Joba. But Joba, I still think it's going to be solid. Like I'll go with it, Joba. Hang on, Joba. It's a relief pitcher for the most part. So yeah, okay, 5%. So that's pretty good. I thought it was gonna be a little higher than that. I thought that would have been 10% and not Jose.
Yeah,
But
I don't
whatever.
I don't even remember him.
Um, five, three. Oh wait. Ichiro just made the Hall of Fame. 3,000 career hits.
He did play for the Yankees for a
One game.
brief
I'm
time.
doing Ichiro.
Yeah,
This better be a mythical pull. Ah, 12. He's 2
whoa.
0. 2 0. I was hoping that'd be a good pull. It's still decent, but I want better. I want better at this point. I think I need a
Oh,
second one.
nope. Jimmy
But
Rollins. Jimmy Rollins isn't in it, is he?
uh no, I don't think
I
so.
think
Well,
he just missed.
I was gonna do Honus Wagner for one of these. Um and I think he played shortstop. So I'm gonna
He
go
did.
I'm
Yeah, he did play short.
so man, we're not doing too hot on this one.
Yeah, these are
I mean, they're not awful, but like,
they're still higher percentage than what we have.
yeah, not great. Yankees 500 career homer. But,
Is Torrey
well,
Hunter? Well, no, that'll be a higher one. I was thinking for Hall of Fame, but I don't think he'll
Torrey
make
Hunter
it.
hasn't made it, unfortunately. I've been watching him. He was one of my favorite players growing up. Um, I'm trying to think. Oh, we should have done out. Oh no, that would have been Tigers though. 500 career. Did Mark Teixeira hit it? No,
No, I don't think
he was
so.
good. He wasn't
He
that good.
was really good. I mean, did Reggie? You remember Reggie Jackson
Of course, I know. I remember Reggie Jackson. I
or Reggie White? No, I don't think Reggie White was as big of a power hitter.
We could try Babe Ruth. I know that's pretty boring, but sometimes you'd be shocked that sometimes the most obvious answer. I'm gonna do it because at this
Yeah.
point I feel like this one's a lost cause. The other one I was debating is Mickey Mantle. I
Mm-hmm.
think they have so many Hall of Famers that done it that it might not be as bad as you think. I think Babe Ruth's gonna be like 30% though. Yeah. So I've done it before though, where Babe Ruth was just a Hall of Famer in general, and it was like 2%. So
That's crazy.
sometimes you can. So like I did that intentionally, so I will take blame for that. But it was kind of testing the waters and see.
I feel
Hall of
like
Fame.
I feel like there's a lot of Hall of Famers that have 500 home runs, but I can't think of anyone.
Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa.
Uh,
um, I mean Willie Mays might be able to do Willie Mays. Oh, you know, um, are they gonna count? This could be a ball. I'm gonna risk it. Josh Gibson, come on. How is he? How many
I
did
mean,
they verify that he hit? I'm gonna call Mickey Mouse on this.
for the Hall of Fame 3,000 career hits, you have Beltray. But we use
All
him,
right, we'll take Beltre. We'll take Beltre.
which I feel like
That
is not.
should be lower. It shouldn't be like super high. Yeah, 3%. I'm mad about that. I'm calling Mickey Mouse on Josh Gibson.
I
I'm still
feel
convinced he hit more home runs than Babe Ruth. I'm convinced. I believe it.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I'm convinced.
Is did he
It's
did
just not verified. That's the problem. Hall of Fame Tigers. I'll be honest. I got no clue. I know nothing about Detroit, bro. Um,
so I actually looked it up. Some accounts say he hit close to 800 of them,
yeah.
but the MLB only recognizes 171.
Only 170?
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. That's racist if I've ever seen it. I think Whitey Ford was he? Crap.
This grid's already a lost cause at this
It
point.
is.
So
Frick. I mean, like, I know, like, Ty Cobb, but again,
that
there's
probably
only
would.
5 for Yankees, to be fair. We need to do
Okay.
another one, though. I'm redeeming ourselves. I don't care.
All right. I feel like I've chosen bad ones. You get to choose this time.
I'm going to go 369.
Rightfully so. Good number.
Very, very mature. Um, let's see. 2024, April 5th. Rick Porcello might be a 21 year for Red Sox when
Did
he won.
John Lackey ever get 20 plus ones?
I
I
don't
mean,
remember. Well, oh,
John Lester,
oh.
obviously.
It might have to be with this team, though. All right, really quick,
Uh,
though. By the way, we have not done a good job explaining the rows and columns. That's my fault.
that's
So
fine.
there's rows and columns. So rows are Boston, Oakland, Sacramento, and St. Louis. The columns are the Angels, 100 RBI season and 20 win season. Did Chris Carpenter ever hit 20 wins? I don't know. I'm gonna avoid the 20 wins for a moment. That one's scary. John Lackey, it was Red Sox and
Yeah, he
Angel.
was. We can pull that one
Um,
there
hang
since we're
on,
for
but
sure.
what about Martin Perez? Did he play for both? I don't remember. Irvin Santana, I don't know. I'm trying to like go.
I know Martin Perez played for
Did Jared
Boston.
did
I
Jared
don't
Sultan
remember.
Malamakia play for? I'm pulling some Mike Napoli maybe.
No,
I'm like thinking for
well,
sure Boston.
I think I know Napoli played for the Angels.
He played for Boston then. I'm locking that in.
Okay,
I'm
I
pretty
do
certain.
remember him playing for
I couldn't remember he played for the Angels. I do remember
yeah,
Napoli
I do remember.
from Boston. Okay. Angels and Athletics. Um Yikes. Athletics is kind of making me nervous.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what? Brent Rooker's too new though. For I
yeah,
feel like that
he's gonna be a common one. Did Ricky
Oh, Mo
Henderson?
Vaughn could have been for Boston and Anaheim too. Sorry, Ricky Henderson probably. I
He
have to.
he's also probably a very popular one. Did okay, Stephen Vogt? Did he ever hit 100 plus RBIs? He had a decent career.
He did. I don't know if he. I'm gonna hold off on that for a moment, but you
That's
know what?
fair.
Yeah. I want to get the ones that we can for sure get. So like, I think I could get Boston 100 RBI for sure. Um, Pedroia, Ellsbury. Trying to think. I mean, Manny Ramirez. There's a lot of guys here. Like Kevin Youkilis, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
did. I'm not 100% certain actually on Euclid. JD Drew. I'm pulling like
Did JD? I mean JD Martinez actually.
JD Martinez for sure. He hit like 35 homers his first year with Boston. We could just do JD Martinez. I don't. Who was the catcher that was it Fisk or they have Yester whatever? I always forget this. With I don't know if he would have hit 100 RBIs anyway.
Oh,
Um.
it started with Veritek was their
Oh
catcher
well,
for a
I knew
long time.
Veritek was 2000s, but I was thinking the catchers in the 80s because the Red
Oh,
Sox and the
gotcha,
Yankees both
gotcha.
had catchers beefing. But um, yeah, we can go with let's just go JD. I don't think anyone's really gonna rock with that. Um, okay, where's JD Martinez? Don't you dare! Yeah, 2%.
Oh wow,
There we go. There we go.
good for
I
us.
mean, yeah, I know. I'm 100% sure Rick Porcello got the 21 year, his Cy Young season.
Yeah, and
Um,
I don't feel like that's gonna be a high
I'll go with it.
remembered
8%. I figure like if
solid one.
people there would be a few. I feel like it's just not a category a lot of people got. So I know Boston pretty well.
I mean,
Cardinals, Angels.
St. Louis Angels is obviously David Freese, but I feel like that's the obvious choice.
That's not true. Pujols would be the obvious choice. So I
Oh
actually
yeah,
think
you're right.
I'm gonna go David Freeze. It'd probably still be.
It's probably gonna be like a 30%.
Wait, ooh, what about David Eckstein?
That
I think
name
X.
does that name does not ring a bell, but that could
I'm going
also
Eckstein.
you could be right.
I was hoping that'd be lower.
9%.
Freeze might have been lower. I need to look that up when we're done. Brick. How do people know ball? I know 2005 ball to be fair. I like MVP baseball 2005. I probably put in over 1,000 hours. I'm not even kidding. I put in so much time in the greatest baseball game of all time. But that could be another debate for another day. Cardinals 100 RBI season.
I mean,
I
they
wonder
have to
if
have a
like
lot.
now had to achieve it with the team, do bear in mind. So I kind of wanted to go Lance Berkman, but I just don't think he would did that well in St. Louis. I don't know though. I wish
Didn't he play with St. Louis? No, he played with the Astros most of his career.
most of his career, but he won the World Series with St. Louis. Because remember, he retired a
Yeah,
Ranger. For a while,
which is weird.
the Rangers were the retirement home because Sammy Sosa retired a Ranger.
Um,
Um,
I mean, Yachty is also probably another.
you think he got 100 RBIs though? He was
In his career, he had to have had one year
all
where
right.
he
You know
had
what?
a
Screw
hundred.
it. If this is on you, but I'm putting all the pressure, all the dice here. Ah,
Wow.
I kind of figured that's okay. You know, whatever. We might end with one more at the end depending on time. But that's okay. So I remember, yeah. So we can't go for that one again. That was our rule. Cardinal. I'm just gonna roll the dice at this point. This might be a lost cause again. I'm gonna go Chris Carpenter. I'm not 100% sure that he did it or not. I think he did though. Certified ball number chat.
I was gonna say the other
Um,
guy we could probably throw into that is Lance Lynn.
did he hit 20?
That's the other. That's I don't know.
Miles
That's
Mikolas might have done it. I know he had one year with
oh
St. Louis that
yeah
he had a lot. I don't know if he
yeah.
hit it though. So this is what I was scared of. Oh, and I know relief pitcher did three volley fingers a start. I don't think so. I thought he was a hang on.
No, I'm pretty sure Raleigh Fingers was a closer.
Yeah, he was a closer. Prick. Oh wait. Barry Zito. Okay, Barry Zito or Mark Mulder might have done it.
I mean, Barry Zito had such a good career, but I can't. I would feel like he did.
Yeah, screw it. We'll go Barry Zito. We'll give it a shot. Ah, it was high, but he was there. I'm curious if Mark Mulder's on there too. I feel like he is. Oakland 100 RBI season. Josh
I mean,
Donaldson did it. Oh, he had to have, right?
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, we could
most
try.
likely.
We could try Stephen Boat at this point. Dang.
I mean,
Sorry.
he had a really good career with Oakland.
I kind of figured he did have a really good career, but catchers are a little riskier for these.
That's fair.
Minus the Seattle guy that I've drafted in 5 teams.
Cal Raleigh,
Yes, I
dude,
certified a
yeah,
raker at the plate.
dude is a
That was
baller.
he is a baller. I do know Cal Rayleigh now, so Angels and at this point, I did Jason Isring. I think he didn't. I'm pretty sure he didn't. I'm gonna do it anyway. He
Oh
did.
wow, you
Okay.
got it.
All right. Well, I forgot what I was gonna even look at. Oh, I was gonna see where oh, Reggie Jackson. We're stupid. Mark McGuire. But we could have gotten that. Barry Zito was the highest for that one, though. John Mackey was highest for Boston and Anaheim. Adam Wainwright did it.
Interesting. I thought
Do
I
not remember him getting that. I'm his
I
Cy
thought
Young year.
Brent Rooker would also be the highest A's, not
To be
McGuire.
fair, Mark McGuire is, like when you think Oakland, like Hall of Famer. Or,
Yeah,
well, alleged. One of the guys being held out of the Hall of Fame, I think, but he was that guy.
yeah.
So,
I just think, I mean,
okay.
Rooker literally just had 100 RBI a year, so like, I
Yeah.
thought that would have been more prevalent.
I agree. That's why I strayed away from it too, but that's okay. So we might try to do one more because we embarrassed ourselves in 2 of those,
That's
but I
fair.
did
That
kind of
was
get
not.
sloppy towards the end. I blame you for Yadio. Dang it!
That's fair. That's fair. I'll take
I
one more.
I'll take responsibility for one of my a couple most of my guesses too. I missed one or two. So, um, okay. So that we're already at about roughly 20ish minutes. So maybe we only do. I think we'll have time to do one of ours. So do you want to try to go back and guess, or you want me to? I don't care. It might make more sense for me to do it actually, since we're on the topic of NHL. So,
Yeah, that's fair. You let me look up
oh, Blake's.
the
Oh, I'm scared now.
all Stanley Cup winners.
I will definitely get that. I want to disclaim. Okay, so what's going to happen, people? So I'm going to try to name the championship teams that won the Stanley Cup in reverse order, from starting from last season, all the way back as far as I can. I want to disclaim one thing: I'm not going to list lockout on purpose, so it's only
What year?
champions. So
What year is the lockout?
I think it's like 0405,
Oh, five.
um, 0506,
It
something like
it
that.
it doesn't have it here, so don't worry
So,
about that.
so when I say the two teams, I know who won in between that time. And you're just like, oh, you missed the lockout. I know the lockout happened then. We're not going to count it. So, and we will do the same if Daniel gets back that far. I believe in him. If we go back to MLB when they had that shortened lockout season, where nobody won, we'll do the same thing. So, although we might give a tribute to the Expos and White Sox, who uh, can't believe we lived in a world where those were the two best teams in the league at one point, but they were, and unfortunately got screwed. So, rip Montreal and Southside Chicago. But all right, oh, I'm nervous. Okay, I only get one chance. All right, well, last year was the Florida Panthers. So I'm 1 for 1. Florida Panthers won
Woo!
the Stanley Cup. And then the year prior, um, oh my gosh, yeah, Vegas, right? Oh no, don't
In
embarrass yourself.
23, yeah, it was
Yes,
Vegas.
oh thank God. I was just like, wait, why am I overthinking this? And then I believe Colorado. It should have been Colorado, I
Yeah,
think. Thank the Lord. Um, and then these next two were Mickey Mouses, for various reasons. Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay. Okay, so this is R.I.P. By the way, Daniel. Oof. Um, oh crap. Okay, so hang on. I have to think about the years because otherwise I'm gonna get thrown off.
yeah. So we're at 2019.
So we're go. So Tampa would have been 1920 for their first one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
Yeah.
going 18-19. And we're sorry, St. Louis fans. Also, Mickey Mouse ring. That puck hit the net, and it should have been blown dead out of play. Game 5, Mickey Mouse. But St. Louis did win, and then Washington was the year before that.
Yep.
Um, and then my glorious Pookie Blake, his team won back to back. So won that 16-17 and 15-16 season. And then yours truly. It's been a bit. I can't believe it's about to be 10 years since our
Yeah.
last ring. Wild. I was at my friend's house playing hockey when this happened. I have so many memories of this series. Someone said it was the worst Stanley Cup they've ever watched, by the way. Delusional, because it was top 3 in ratings in the last 10 years. So, clown
Mm.
behavior. We bring the viewers when we're good. All right, chat. So, but the Blackhawks did win. Another Mickey Mouse, the Kings. Alec Martinez tragically ripped my heart out in that game 7. So he did beat the Rangers. Blackhawks would have three-peated, in my opinion, had that not happened. But we got revenge on LA recently. Alec Martinez scored in the United Center on the Kings a few nights ago. So surely that's the most iconic goal he's ever scored playing in that arena with the Kings and Blackhawks on the ice. So it's certainly not this 2014 one, but and then as I aforementioned, the Chicago Blackhawks 17 seconds Mickey Mouse Bruins. Surely you didn't blow it a chance of game 7, right? So but I know you guys are going through some things, so at least you don't have a rat anymore on your team, so talk about that in a bit. And then the Kings again. So they kind of went back and forth for a bit here. The Blackhawks and Kings were fighting for top of the league for a bit there. And then the Bruins, Canucks, man, that was a tough one to watch. Way to choke that. You were that close and you blew it. So, but is it really a championship without Boston coming storming back? Even though I literally just mentioned they choked in one. So, totally not throwing shade at the Falcons there. So, I can think about 3 to 28 jokes at them. But, okay. And then the last, we don't really talk about this one. This one is also Mickey Mouse because we won it legitimately, but what we did behind the scenes was really scummy. But Philadelphia was also scummy. They gave 2 of their guys cancer because of their whole stupid Zamboni, the chemicals they were using. So it was the battle of scumbags in this championship, but it was the Blackhawks that won it. So this is where I get a little nervous. I get these two flipped all the time. because it was this is the last time I think we've had the same two teams face off in a Stanley Cup back to back in Detroit and Pittsburgh. Both pretty good series. Could argue the one that Pittsburgh won, which is this one, the 0809, I'm pretty sure. Marc-Andre Fleury made a last-second save to stop Detroit from tying the game in Game 7. Iconic moment. Insane game. So, and then in reverse, Marian Hossa was having a rough bit of things. So he made 3 straight Stanley Cup finals, lost the first one with Detroit, went to Pittsburgh and lost to his former team, and then said, screw it, let's go to Chicago, and finally got it done. But Detroit, after the Penguins beat them the year before, Detroit won. So in 07, 08, 06, 07, this is where I'm starting to sweat bullets a little bit. I'm pretty sure this is Anaheim beating the Senators, though.
It is.
And I'm pretty sure the Senators got their butt kicked in this one. So the next one is another asterisk. Wait, hang on. Wait. I almost screwed up. Wait, crap. Oh, I think there's one. Oh, no. It's Carolina, I think. I think Carolina wins.
Yeah, it is.
I almost screwed up. Carolina gets it done. That was a good series. They beat Edmonton. Rod the Bod. Had a heck of a playoff run there. And so the team before that, this is where I almost screwed up. Carolina's was a Mickey Mouse chat. Tampa Bay's was. Was it a goal? Was it not a goal? We could debate that all day. Calgary fans, yeah, I feel for you, but at the same time, you're a Canadian team, so womp womp. All right. So this is where I get really sketched out, because the crazy thing is I know who's winning around this time, but like it's a mixture of this is not my official guess, but like New Jersey's really good at this time, Detroit's really good at this time, Carolina was good at this time, but Colorado was really good, Dallas was really good, albeit they were kind of on the tail end of their run here. So I gotta think. So Tampa was 03-04, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then lockout. Okay.
Yeah.
So 02-03. Oh man. Okay, so I had to actually, in my mind, give me a second, because I actually had to go to the 98-99 Cup final, and because I know who won that one, and then I need to jump. So team won 98-99, lost in 99, 2000. Oh crap, who they lose to that year though? Oh, I think I remember. Okay. I think Carolina lost this one. I think this is Detroit.
For 02-03?
I think.
No.
Frick! It's New Jersey, isn't it?
Yeah, it's New Jersey.
Detroit's the year before, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and then it's Colorado,
and then
Jersey again,
and then it's Dallas, Detroit, and then screw it, I got one mistake now. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. I knew I'd screw that freaking up. Oh, I have to come back to that. I need to redeem myself. That's not acceptable, but it's good enough for now. So
yeah, you made it way farther than I would ever make it, even in baseball.
Yeah. Blake's gonna be mad at me. Like, if I can name him forwards, I'd probably do better, but oh well. Yeah. Okay.
Once I were to get to after like San Fran winning their first one, I would get the one before that, because, those fans complain about, 27 rings all the time. But then after that, I would be lost.
MLB, I can go back to maybe 97 for sure.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I can't go back.
100%. You know what? Screw it. No, I won't say screw it. I want to so bad, though. Oh, no. But I know for sure I can lock in. I know MLB for sure. Again,
yeah, I didn't really start actually watching or caring until about 2010.
I started watching when Alex Gonzalez botched that double play. Thanks a lot, you idiotic bum. Yeah. Remember when Miss Dalton in our cornerstone class showed us that
Yeah.
stupid clip? I was just in my mind, like, she's explaining this play. I was like, I lived this live. I cried for 30 minutes after this. You don't have to explain this to me. That play made me so mad. Um, but yeah, that was funny. Sorry, I was ranting there for a bit. I promise I'll do better next time, chat. Maybe I should have done NBA. Probably not, but
Well,
we
next
will
time.
get into NHL though. So,
Actually, let's do my quiz for you.
oh, you want to do your quiz?
No, no, like the
Oh, your
quiz.
quiz for me. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and it was an
okay.
NHL one. And
Gosh.
I honestly thought this was a good one, and maybe you'll get it quickly, and maybe you understand this. But
Okay.
I actually thought about this for a second. And was like, I can't think of it. So actually, I initially thought of it, but then was like, no, this can't be it, and it actually was. So, what NHL logo only has one color? It's not.
Holy
So I will I'll give you a free one. The Seattle Kraken. They have different shades of blue. That can't be it. So it can't be different shades of the same color. It is one solid color.
Blackhawks. Just kidding. I think I have a team in mind, but right now picturing it, um, I feel like part of the logo does have a little bit lighter color to it. So if you're saying it's one shade,
Just
I
one complete
don't
shade.
think it's but I can't remember if it is or not. So I'm keeping them in the back of my mind. Well, it might be the Coyotes. Sorry. Um, no, Kings. I'm stupid. That's literally white and black. Idiot.
That was one of the ones I thought of. I was like, nope, that can't be it.
Nope. Well, right now I'm just trying to go like west to east. Um, Blake, I did not forget Pittsburgh. It's not them, so you're welcome. Um, I let me think about. Okay, so if I think about original six, that's probably a good place to start. It's not Toronto. It's not Chicago. It's not the Rangers. It's not definitely not the Bruins. It's not the Canadiens. But there's one team in the back of my mind of those six that I'm not gonna say it yet, but I'm debating it might be them. I don't think so though. That's why I had to like think this through really quick. It's not the Islanders. It's not the Hurricanes. Not the Panthers. Lightning. Don't think so. I think there's like an outline of white in there. I think. Now I have two teams in the back of my mind. I don't think it's them either, but it's definitely not the. Well, this would be embarrassing. I should think about Dallas. No, I don't know. It's not the
No,
Stars. No,
we have
definitely
green
not.
and black.
No, you have black. The Oklahoma City Thunder. I know it's not hockey, guys. I know I just embarrassed myself screwing up the Stanley Cup. If I just got that one right, I was good to 96. Break. Um, is it the no Wild have too much? It's not the Blue Jackets. It's not the cat. Yeah, I already said Capitals. It's not the Flyers. Okay. I feel like I've skipped over. It's not the Predators. Okay, so it's not Nashville. It's not. No, Blues have yellow. Um, who am I missing? Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Well, hey, there's a couple Canadian teams. But it's not Vancouver. So there's a third team I'm debating, but I think they have red and yellow. So I don't think it's Philadelphia or Calgary, sorry. Edmonton. Not Edmonton. It's not definitely not the Senators. It's not the Winnipeg. Okay. It's down to two. I feel relatively confident it's down to one or two. I just the one team I'm thinking of that I got almost I don't I like I gotta think about this. I don't think it's Tampa. I think they have an outline of yellow, but okay. I'm gonna guess, but I think I'm wrong. My guess was Detroit. I think they have a different shade of red though.
No, they also have
It's
white in their logo.
Oh, do they? Okay.
I'm pretty sure they have white.
I didn't think they did. Crap. Well, and I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay does too. Then, well, is it Tampa?
It's Tampa. the The middle of it is technically clear, like it's not actually there. When you see the logo, like when you look up the logo and stuff, it shows that it's white, but
Dang
it's really not white.
it!
Yeah.
I had it 50-50. I'd like to, full disclaimer, my two guesses were, I mean, I was on it for one of them. My other guess was not a bad guess, I felt like. I need to
No.
look at the Red Wings
Yeah,
logo here.
Detroit was honestly a good guess.
Um, because everybody else, just thinking about them, stands out. Detroit's is, oh no, that was not a good guess. They have white, duh. I'm dumb. They have white. I'm stupid. That was not a good guess. But I sort of, I'm giving myself half a point. My second guess was Tampa Bay, so I got it. So cool. Um, I didn't have a quiz for you. At least not for this week. So,
Well, that's
but
fine.
we got a lot of NHL action here.
Yeah.
So obviously Shea Weber, a Blackhawk. um, so shout out to us taking on that terrible contract, but yeah, no, in all seriousness, a lot of stuff went down. So we will start with you had a good day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe when I texted you this last night, it like didn't fully hit me until I woke up this morning. That I was like, wait, I thought it was a troll account. I thought because I had watched, I was in this Discord and they were sending some other troll trades or whatever, and so I thought this guy was being sarcastic. And it was oh, a rumor has it that Miro Heiskanen might get traded to the Stars. So I texted you that, and that's why I sent googly eyes. I was like, oh, look out, you might get your own player. And then this morning I was reading that again, and someone had texted, "Oh my word!" And I was that when I saw that, "Oh my word," I was like, oh my gosh, I read this totally wrong. This is Mikko Rantanen.
Yep.
I was like, not fully processing this. I was like, this is insane. So, I will let you do majority of the talking here. So they've done, been yapping a lot. But yeah, Mikko Rantanen to Dallas officially. I think the details are official.
Yeah.
Still could wait for things to iron out, maybe, but Stankoven is gone. That was suspected by mostly everybody. It's had to send over a winger back, and it wasn't really working out with him in Dallas. He was doing well, but team was just too deep for him to really crack a respectable role with them. And then a couple first rounders to 2026 and 2028. Dallas keeps their 2027 pick and 2 third-round picks. So take it away. And Miro, obviously, Mikko, sorry, extended 8 years, $12 million.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I thought this was great. Apparently, the Stars also added on to this. I think the Stars had a good day in general. They also extended Wyatt Johnston for 5 years and about 8.4 mil a year, which honestly, pretty happy for. I think now with Mikko, the Stars have a really good core. Like you have Otter for 8 years. After this year, you have
Insane.
Johnston for 5 years. Obviously Mikko for another 8. The only couple of guys that we're still trying to lock down long term is Robo, Jason Robertson, and Rupe. Um, but I don't see why they would want to stick around. Um, yeah, I think we didn't give away Bork, and in my opinion, as a Stars fan, I like Bork better than Stankoven. Bork has shown more promise this year. Uh, he's been on the top line a couple of times for the Stars and has actually really produced with Rupe and Robo next to him. He had a really great um, before the break. He had like points in like 6 out of his last 8 games. So he was kind of finding it. Stankoven just hasn't like really found himself this year. And so out of all of our young guys, I was okay with Stankoven. We have a lot of depth in our system, and so we also have a lot of forward depth. So we can get
Yeah.
we unfortunately can lose a couple of those guys, but I think Mikko Rantanen will give, hopefully, Robo and Hintz a guy that can play make for them, create shots for them, and then also, I mean, the guy's a 100-point scorer every year. So, like, he's also going to get his goals. And I think that's a little bit of what the Stars need. They don't need it, but it's also, I mean, they don't need it. It's just, it's very helpful
Mm-hmm.
because you got a natural goal scorer and a natural point getter, assist guy that can create things for you. So I think Nil got it right again. He seems to do it every single trade deadline for the Stars. We got Chris Tanev last year. I think also people forget that we got Cody Ceci and Mikael Granlund a couple,
Team is
actually
so
about a
deep,
month ago,
man.
and so like we're set. I mean, we and when Miro Heiskanen gets healthy, technically we can roll out a full. Everyone on the ice could be finished. It's not going to happen, but
Insane.
it could be a full finish line, which is crazy to think about because when the Finnish did well in the Four Nations, all three of those guys were on the ice at the same time. So like they
I
already
had the
have
chemistry.
chemistry.
Yeah.
Um, so I think the Stars are in a good place. I thought they were. Only thing is we got to get the number one out of the cent. We got to become number one out of the Central. I do not want to face Colorado in the first round of the
It's gonna be a
playoffs
bloodbath.
because yeah, it will. And so I don't want that. I want the Stars to be able to move forward because I think once they make it past the first round, they'll get their feet under them, and it'll be hard. It'll be hard to beat them or Colorado. I think it's going to come down to those two.
Yeah. Overall, fantastic move. I mean, my goodness, your fourth line is better than Chicago's first. Um, that is just objectively true. I love you, Bedard, but I mean, the depth is insane here. And don't forget, too, I know he's not finished, but Tyler Sagan's going to come back, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Someone's going to have to move down. He said this team is so deep now. But I gotta say, this has got to be the year you win. This is like the one thing I was texting people. It's like, this has got to be Dallas's year. You got Rantanen, you got Granlund, you got CC. You're gonna get Heiskanen back. Goettinger is gonna be locked in. This has got to be the year. Because this is kind of the year where I'm just looking at other teams in the East, and I'm looking a little bit weaker. And Winnipeg does Winnipeg things. Um, it's really gonna come down to can Dallas finally get the job done? I feel like anything short of a Stanley Cup final appearance is pretty disappointing. With that in mind, as you mentioned, your core is locked up for several years. Besides J. Rob and Hintz, and maybe they can't find room for Hintz. I find that hard to believe, but that'd be the guy between the two that you might struggle to afford, if anything. But I think you'll get both of them. So it's crazy. You guys are playing like GM mode on NHL right now. You're just like, oh, screw it. We got the money to spend. We're gonna make sure everybody's locked up at the same time, so that when their contracts expire, all that money's off the books. I mean, your GM's a genius, and is making Nico Harrison look more and more like a complete total moron. I mean, my goodness, Utah it couldn't be further away from each other. It just
Mm-hmm.
same arena, but just totally different philosophies. One's a massive idiot and looking like he's going to get fired, and the other one might get a statue built next to Dirk's at this rate. Dude is doing an incredible job. So,
Yeah.
Dallas I give him an A for this trade. Carolina, I mean, this is a decent haul, but brutal. Didn't have to give up Nietzsche's at all this point. Like, you should have just kept him and not had done this. I've just saw someone say sometimes no move is the best move, and maybe that would have been best for Dallas. I don't know. I think for the deal you got him at, I would disagree with that statement, but it was looking like when he might have gone for 14 or 15, something ridiculous. I would agree with that. But also, a friendly reminder: there's a reason why Dallas sports are thriving now, and Florida, minus the Mavs, because again, Nico's an idiot. no state taxes, and players are finally taking advantage of that
Mm-hmm.
big time. You want to play in Toronto? Gotta pay me a lot more, man. It's getting a lot harder to win in these big, big cities up north in particular. So, not saying that's the only factor, but I don't think it's a coincidence that Tampa Bay, Florida, and Dallas are all Stanley Cup contenders right now. So, next trade, and I mentioned Charlie Coyle. I'm actually going to throw this out. It's still a little sketchy just because they got this kind of in last minute, but Brad Marchand, the rat himself, goes to the city that throws rats on the ice. So fitting. He is going to Florida. I don't even remember seeing the deals here. Just in terms of what the details are, I think so conditional details. So okay, I got pulled up. So allegedly the Bruins got a conditional second round pick, in 2027. Oof. Um, if Marchand plays in 25% or more of Florida's games for the first two rounds of the playoffs, he becomes a 2028 first. I don't know what in the world Boston's doing here. It seems like Sweeney is kind of just throwing it all away for. He could have done a lot better here, but gotta say, I'm finally glad I can hate Brad Marchand because I do like watching the Bruins a lot, and so I couldn't really fully hate him. But now that he's gone and gone to one of my least favorite cities in sport, in all of the sports in general, no offense, Miami fans, I just have a lot of history with you guys, and for various reasons, um, just I'm glad I can finally not like the guy. So, albeit he is like 38, so he's washed. But crazy trade. It's gonna be weird not seeing a Marchand in a
Mm-hmm.
Bruins uniform for sure. So that was the next big thing. Do you have anything to say about that before we go on to the other Boston trade here?
Yeah, I think that was a kind of crazy one that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. Uh, we thought, I think even maybe Marchand thought he was a Bruin for life. Um, but it's crazy. I don't. The thing I struggle with for Florida in particular, he's old or older. I don't under. I mean, I guess it's better since you only are giving up a conditional second round pick in
From what I saw,
2027.
by the way. So if there's
Yeah.
more, all right, details are still getting ironed out. Granted, sorry.
So like, if you didn't actually give up that much, okay, kind of makes sense. Adds another star on your team. But other than that, I don't think it bolsters Florida as much as they hope. I think Florida already has a good team. They're gonna get Kachuk back at some point, uh, most likely before the playoffs or even just for the playoff run.
Is
Uh,
he really actually hurt? We don't know. Are they being hypocrites now using the LTIR? I'm
yeah.
just kidding, Panthers fans.
So I don't know. It could end up working out. I still think Florida is a really good team. I
They
think
are.
obviously they're going to like make a deep run in the playoffs or should make a deep run in the playoffs. I just don't personally understand what adding Marchand does
It's
that
just
you
another
that you needed.
veteran.
Yeah.
I think it'll be all right. Um, it's a cheap, clearly from what I've read off, cheap value. Still a decent player. He's not the guy he was, but he doesn't have to be the guy he was in Florida. That's my thing. So that might elevate his game a bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, the team clearly doesn't need a ton of veterans. But on the other hand, they might with Seth Jones turning the puck over into the neutral zone and creating a 2-on-1 in which it becomes a 2-on-0. So, although they're 3-0 with Seth Jones, so we'll see. So, I think it'll be all right. I think Florida, I'll give them a B plus. It's decent. It's not gonna, I don't think it's game changing for them. Boston, sorry, you got a D on this. It just doesn't make sense to me. Is it? He should have been a Bruin for life. Even if he walked in free agency, so be it. I, clearly you didn't get a lot out of him, so you should have just kept him along, even though you're not going to make the playoffs at this rate. Clearly not anymore because they just purged their whole roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we're only going to talk about one other move they made. So, and interesting. That was really the other main big trade. There is another one coming up. I guess we could just talk about it right now, which is Colorado getting Brock Nelson. this is right around the time where the Abs and the Stars are just kind of fighting for trade deadline supremacy, just kind of bullying the league and saying nobody else is allowed to make moves unless if we approve. Winnipeg did make a move, and Dallas and Colorado was like,
Yeah,
you're in the Central Division. You're good. But yeah, Colorado gets Brock Nelson, and the Islanders will receive Oliver Kylington, a prospect, Callum Ritchie, a first round pick, and a conditional third. And then the Islanders immediately sent Kylington to the Ducks. I don't know what for, but
it was future
um,
considerations is what they traded him
classic. You know,
for.
I made that joke in one of my Discords about the Blackhawks trading for Pasternak. You never know. Hey, Boston, you want future considerations? You give us pasta? Um, this is a move that kind of perplexed me. Like, again, you need veteran leadership. And on top of that, a team in your division, again, Dallas is already stacked, right? You just watch them. I guess, granted, Brock Nelson was before. But I felt like they gave up a lot for a rental
Yeah,
and a 33-year-old rental. He's still a decent contributor. Should help him out just fine. Should put up a decent amount of points. But I think this is kind of selling for this when you could have signed Mikko Rantanen for 8 years, but didn't want to pay them taxes, baby. No, sorry. Just doesn't really make sense to me. It could be a decent fit. I don't know. But I think Colorado gave up a little too much in this deal personally, especially since, you know, this is not the biggest move that's happened in their division. One of the bigger ones overall, but I think this trade's just not enough for Colorado to compete with Dallas in a 7-game series. Could be wrong, though. What are your thoughts?
yeah. I mean, I feel like they have come out and said that they do need a second line center, and obviously Brock Nelson probably was the best one on the trading block for that. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it's too much. You gave up. I think it just shows how much they felt they needed another solid center on their team if they were willing to give up what they gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was way too much. Um, I would have settled for maybe even settled for someone else if this was the asking price for him. I mean, Islanders, he didn't want to re-sign with you anyways, so you fleeced in a sense Colorado in this trade because he wasn't coming back anyways. You wanted some return and actually got a really good return in this, and then on
Yeah,
top of that,
it's a good return.
flipped one of the other guys to go get future considerations, whatever that means. Um, but yeah, no, I think the Avs just overreached and I think overpaid. I don't think they probably could have got Brock Nelson earlier if they really wanted him for a lower price.
For
Because I
sure.
don't think the Islanders have said they're keeping him this whole time. Like I think he's been on the trading block for a while. But also the Islanders could have been playing the we're gonna wait till the last minute and we may get a better deal. And so regardless,
Smart.
the Islanders won in this.
Only way they don't is if Colorado wins the cup. That's my logic. No matter how much you give up for a guy, if you do win it, I think both sides can win. But the upside for the Islanders is they can't lose this in my eyes unless if they screw up the draft.
Yeah,
And it's certainly possible. We saw the Bruins draft 3 picks in a row, and the best guy they got was freaking oh gosh, now I can't remember his name right now. It'll come to me eventually. Freaking unbelievable. I can't remember his name right now. Blake's probably yelling right now. But yeah, we'll see. I do think the Islanders fleeced as of right now, but Colorado does win. Might play out in their favor depending on what Brock does. So 2 other deals. Toronto, huge move. Obviously, this is the move they wanted to make, and not get Mikko or Besser or heck even Nelson. They got Scott Laughton from Philadelphia and Brandon Carlo from Boston. And they traded away Nikita Grabinkin and a conditional first. Um, I mean, it's not a bad deal, but for what they wanted to do, what they're talking about wanting to do, this is the best you could do. Is a little a little alarming. Maybe they felt like this is the team they can win it with, but we've seen year and year again. You had the same core for a while now, and you have one playoff round win in which the next round you got smoked by a wild card Panther team, which hindsight is they were one of the best wild card teams we've ever seen, considering what they did the next year and what they're doing right now. So, um, I don't think they didn't really give up a whole ton, but this is not what they wanted. They sat around, look at their thumbs, and this is the best move they can make. I guess to be fair, probably better than what Edmonton did. I don't know. I couldn't name a single thing Edmonton did today, so at least it's something. But who knows? It might be enough. But I feel like this is not going to push them over the hump to get past the second round, let alone win the Stanley Cup.
No, I don't think this helps you. In my opinion, this doesn't help you get past Florida.
No.
I also don't think this helps you even get past Tampa. Um, I think Tampa is firing on all cylinders right now, and I think it's going to be really tough once you get to the playoffs to beat Tampa, especially with the goalie that they have. That dude turns it on to another level when he gets in the playoffs. He has history of doing that.
Except in 2015. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I don't think this. You still have the same core. You didn't bring another guy in that could help your superstars. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It didn't do what they thought. What I thought they were gonna do. But I also don't think they're the biggest losers. I mean, the Canucks did absolutely nothing. They didn't even get rid of Pedersen, which they wanted to do.
They didn't get rid of Besser either.
Like they sat there, twiddled their thumbs, and they're not going to make the playoffs.
Asking for a way to. Well, they could. They are still in it. I mean, Calgary's in the wild card spot right now. Let's not kid ourselves. They could fight for it, but they're not going to go very far.
No. Well, yeah, and then also Edmonton. Edmonton needed a goalie. Skinner's not the guy.
Could have had Blackhawk legend Peter Mrazek.
Yeah, that's well. Also, like, we saw Colorado go in the middle part of the first half and go get 2 goalies because they knew that their goalie situation wasn't it. And so I don't understand why Edmonton sat around this long. And then
you forget who their GM is. He kind of sits around and covers things up.
That's fair. But yeah, no, this doesn't do much for Toronto. I think it just did something to do something. I think Brandon Carlo's a good defender, but I don't think he adds to where you're now going to win the cup. Like, you had to add another star like a Mikko, or, I mean, even Brock Nelson would have helped. You needed to add someone else to help your top 6 guys, and they just didn't do that.
Needed a guy to help wake up Matthews and Marner, because as we watched the Four Nations final, once again, neither one of them really showed up in that game. Albeit, I will cut Matthews some slack. Did have like 3 opportunities in that game to bury it, and Binnington just randomly became Binnington before he came crashing down to earth and forgot he's Jordan Binnington. The Eli Manning of the NHL, everybody. Holy crap. If there's the Eli Manning, but with some personality. Not to diss Eli. Eli's not a tool, is my point. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe it's enough. I don't think it is. So, last trade we'll talk about here. Bruins, I said there was only one other main Bruins trade. Forgot about this. Ship away Charlie Coyle, and a 5th to the Colorado for Casey Middlestat. Zellers in a 2nd. I think it's a little bit better move for Boston. Middlestat hasn't really panned out to be the guy Colorado was hoping for, but still a relatively decent player. And I'm not very familiar with Zellers, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it seems like a relatively decent package, and the Avalanche get a decent center to help them win faceoffs, and just a respectable veteran that's been in the NHL for a long time. So I think it's a deal that could pan out for both sides. Again, might feel like Colorado overpaid a little bit. You got rid of a 2nd here now, but ultimately, Did not do what Tampa did, which was trade away multiple firsts for Yanni Gord and Aubrey Bjorkstrand. Very bold, Tampa. So that's all I'll say about that trade for right now. Um, but yeah, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I
Who
mean
do you
it's
think that
a
won that deal?
yeah, I mean I think it's a solid swap. Uh, Boston's obviously trying to rebuild, not rebuild, but retool. Um, and then Middlestat, like you said, didn't pan out for Colorado the way they wanted to. So new start for both of them. Hopefully, Middlestat for Boston can find himself. I think the second round pick, not crazy, good for Boston and getting another pick for this year. And I think it's pretty much an even swap. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's lopsided one way or the other. I think both sides kind of got what they wanted and didn't, and the Avalanche didn't overpay for it.
Yeah, 100%. I'll note that Boston is thinking about Boston's trades. They actually did a smart thing in going for picks in later drafts because this is widely regarded to be known to be a weaker one. 2026 is known to be a really good one. That's the Gavin McKenna draft. So good for Boston for trying to take that into consideration. But a second still a second, and you never know. Even though it's regarded as a weak draft, could pan out just great. Look at the 2021 quarterback draft class in the NFL right now. Trevor Lawrence is looking like the best one of that class, and he looks outlandishly mid. Everybody else
Yeah,
just flopped on their faces. So, oh well, that might have been Brock Purdy though. Was Brock Purdy in that class? I don't remember. Yeah, I think he might have. I think he was Mr. Irrelevant. I
yeah,
can't
he
remember.
may have
Don't
been
quote me on
in
it.
that one.
Um, but but that's not the point. So, overall, pretty insane trade deadline. My winner, totally not biased, is Chicago for getting Shea Weber. I'm gonna keep mentioning. On all seriousness, I think Dallas won this one. Colorado did a decent job. I just think the Colorado and Tampa got some good depth, but overpaid like crazy. Could argue that Dallas overpaid too, but like they got the guy that was
Yeah,
out on the market. So like in my eyes, um,
yeah. I also think, I mean, once again, No being a great GM did the right thing and it's like, hey, I want this guy. Here's what I'm willing to give you, but if he doesn't agree to an extension, I don't want him.
insanely
So like,
based, by
so
the
like,
way.
there was no like we're taking him without possibly getting an extension. It was like a no, this extension is contingent. Like if we don't get this, I'm not taking him. So I think it was really smart on the Stars part, and I think that's a little undershadowed of not many people knowing that the Star, as a
Yeah.
Stars fan, I knew that, but like not knowing that the Stars would not have taken him without a deal in place, and I think that just makes the deal even better because at least Nil was like, I'm not getting stuck with this guy and giving up everything.
Well, I think what's underrated about this trade really quick, and then we'll jump over really quick to MLB, and then maybe one more Immaculate Grid and call it. Um, is Carolina showed good faith in letting them do that. I will give
Yeah,
the organization a lot of credit. It kind of put yourself in a tricky situation. You had zero leverage in this whatsoever because it was not guarantees. Clearly, I don't think he would have stayed. It felt like he was uncomfortable from the beginning playing with this team. That Carolina is a great team, but they just don't play the style of hockey that he's comfortable with. I could maybe argue Dallas might not necessarily do that per se either, but they are far more better fit for him than Carolina is. But I major credit to the Carolina organization. Didn't technically have to do that. Um, but if they wanted to get rid of him, they sort of had to. But I think it just shows good faith, and I think teams are going to want to trade with you more. At
mm-hmm.
least it's
Yeah,
a respectable move on their part. I think it was a classy move.
yeah,
Albeit may have had to do it if they want to get rid of him, but I'll tip my caps to them. And
yeah.
like I said, you're GM genius, Nico. You're a moron. So
I will also say I didn't realize this until after the trade happened. Apparently, so in a sense, Dallas had all the leverage, and also Carolina had all the
100%.
leverage because if he didn't sign with the team that owns his rights, he wouldn't have been able to get an 8-year deal. So if
Mm,
he tested free agency and went to free agency, the max that he could get was a 7-year deal. So, in a sense,
I didn't
Carolina
know
and
that.
Dallas
Interesting.
had a little bit of leverage, being like, "Hey, if you want this 8 years, which is what you want, you got to sign with us." Um, and so I'm wondering, nil being nil, if he used that a little bit to his advantage, be like, "Hey, dude, we want you here, and we want you to get this 8 years, but you can't get that if you test free agency and come here to us." So I think overall it's a win-win. You don't have taxes in Texas, so the 12 million is a lot better of a 12 million than Colorado, because I've seen it said like, "Oh, well, why didn't he take the 8-year 12 million that the Avalanche offered?" He's actually getting more with this 8-year 12 million a
Same
year.
deal, but saving money. Yep.
So I also, as a person from Texas, can understand why he took this instead of the Colorado one.
As a person that's lived in both states, I can understand. Albeit did not live in Colorado very long, but I did live in both. So still live in one. Okay, well that's the trade deadline. I don't have anything to say on the spring training for the Rangers here. I just been kind of lacking, so I'll let you take away with that, and then we'll jump into one more Immaculate Grid, and hopefully we can redeem ourselves one last time, because I'm just frustrated at how some of these quizzes have gone today. I'm close but no cigar. So
Yeah. So we, as a Rangers fan, I say we. The offense has looked really good in spring training. Um, we have there are a lot of different categories where the Rangers are the best offense statistically, which is honestly a great sign, because last year, because of all the injuries, we unfortunately had one of the worst offenses in the league. I think we're in the bottom 10. I think is what it ended up being,
mm-hmm.
which sucks. But Evan Carter looks good. Josh Smith won Silver Slugger for us as a utility man. Is still slugging. Semyon hit his first home run yesterday for the spring. He's
Good, I
also looked
drafted him.
good. Corey Seager hasn't got a lot of playing time, but he's also looked good. The pitching has looked good. So I'm thinking this Ranger team has a really good chance to, hopefully, I know we're not defending the championship anymore, but build off of that 23 World Series. Um, and I don't know, the AL doesn't look as crazy as it has in the past. It looks like it's more of a fight. New York doesn't look great, or overpowering. Boston doesn't look overpowering. Astros are gone. Maybe not gone, but like they're not the AL
I'm
West
not gonna
champs
knock them out
anymore.
until they actually are gone.
Um, the Central is the
But
Central. It's going to be.
I
I mean,
actually think the Central might actually
yeah,
be the toughest division
it's going to
this
be a
year.
dogfight, but I don't think anyone that comes out of the Central, you would be scared of. Like, I'm not going to be scared of the Kansas City
I
Royals.
I think they might take a step up. There's a couple guys I like on that team. Same with
I think
Detroit, but we'll see.
The Tigers
We'll
could be
see.
scary if they get their pitching staff
Yeah,
figured out,
for sure.
and if they can hit a little bit more. But overall, I think the Texas Rangers are in a good spot. Um, and honestly, it's probably going to be between them and the Astros. The Mariners still look like the Mariners and can't do anything on offense. But
I'll say really
other than Cal
quickly.
Riley,
I'll say real quickly. Brent Rooker in Sacramento. I think he's gonna rake, dude. I think we're talking like over 40 home
yeah,
runs.
I mean
I
Lawrence
think I
Butler,
think that and Lawrence Butler.
yeah, Lawrence
I
Butler's good.
I think the Athletics they won't compete for a division. I
No,
think they will finally step things up. They finally have something. The players have something to play for in
mm-hmm.
theory, albeit their owner's still the biggest scumbag in the face of the earth. Yeah, no coincidence that you paid 3 extensions and signed a guy the second you said we're out. But I think they can make things a little more interesting this year. But we'll see. Totally
Yeah,
not being biased because I drafted Brett Rooker in like 4 drafts too.
he's a good. I mean, he's consistent. So,
He's consistent, and I think he's gonna have a great year on a
oh yeah,
Mickey Mouse field.
I mean,
So
when you play at a minor league field, it's smaller. Also,
yeah,
Oakland
still bigger
Coliseum
than
was
Yankee
massive.
Stadium.
So,
Sorry,
I,
Yankees.
yeah, no, I think it'll be a fun year. I think in a week we have our the Cubs and Dodgers travel to Japan, so we're close to the series in Japan, and we're close to starting kicking off the season. We're about 3 weeks out at this point, so everything's starting to ramp up, which is kind of exciting for baseball.
Love it. I think I'll defer that series to 2030. So,
The only
okay, well,
downside of that Japan series is having to wake up at 4 a.m. just to watch it.
yeah, I'll defer to watching that till later. I'll get on VHS, even though VHS hasn't been relevant in 15 years. Okay, we're gonna end it with one more Immaculate Grid. I'm not satisfied, so we need to find one team that we could somewhat do well with. It doesn't necessarily have to be Rangers or Cubs, but like I need a decent matchup, so we're gonna try 697. So it's got Yankees and Dodgers on here. No, thank you. Gross.
Pass.
Could we do well? Sure. That does not have a single team on it. Oh my gosh. Nope. Let's see. Let's go 41. Give me a number. I'm not doing well.
612.
Okay, 612. I don't want to. Oh, we already did 612. I'll do
really?
613.
Okay.
Oh, 613 has the Rangers. What a coincidence. Oh, wow. Okay. So on this one, I'll share my screen. I just realized I'm not sharing my screen. We will go to Immaculate Grid. Okay. So the rows are the Giants, the Rangers, and 100 RBI season. Columns are Pirates, Twins, and played first base minimum one game. So
okay, are you ready?
Yep.
I'm a ball knower. Keona Kella, right there.
Oh man, I forgot about that guy.
I think last time. I think it was Keona. I think that's his first. Yeah.
There we go. Certified ball knower, yes
1%?
sir.
That's higher than I thought.
Martin Perez, right? For this? Did Perez play for the Twins?
I don't know. Oh, we could have. We can't do Martin Perez for the Pirates. He hasn't played an actual game with the Pirates yet.
Well, we already did Pirates.
No, that's what I'm saying. That was the other one that I knew.
Well, that you could have done Chapman there too.
Yeah.
But Pirates Giants is going to definitely be Barry Bonds for most popular.
Yeah. What's his name? Roberto Clemente. I think he was just a Pirate.
I think it was just a Pirate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push that one off if we have to do Barry Bonds, so be it. But that one's gonna be like
did Willie
60%.
Mays play for the Pirates? I don't
know.
I don't think so. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm gonna skip on that for now. 100 RBI season with the team. Certified ball knower, chat. Bang!
Wow.
Bang!
I was gonna say another one was McCutcheon, obviously.
Look at that mug shot, bro. Oh, you know it's bad when he's in a Cubs hat, baby. Yeah. Y'all thought I forgot he played for Pittsburgh. Most people probably forgot about this guy. Over 300 career home runs, so no disrespect to my guy right there. He's a baller, dude. Of course, he played in a really friendly hitter ballpark in Chicago, but he balled out in Pittsburgh too, and that one's not as easy.
Oh. Well, what was the first baseman's name for the Twins?
The fat guy, Sano.
No, Sano would probably be one. Oh, he was white. He played like before, like in the.
Oh, Justin Morneau.
Yes, Morneau.
I told you, I know Twins ball.
I was like, I knew.
I'm not messing around.
I knew it was Justin, and it started with an M because it was Joe Mauer and Justin Morneau together. But I don't know if he got 100.
He won an MVP in AL for 1 year. Yeah.
That just may be
he's definitely done it. I'm trying to think of like there's anybody. Oh my gosh.
Carlos and Santana.
Wait, hang on. I kind of want to do. Ooh, is Kirby Puckett gonna be? Ooh, I don't know. No, this one's
Oh,
just
sorry,
Twins and
just Twins.
100 RBI
Yeah, you're
season.
right. Hmm, that could be one.
I think Kirby Puckett might actually be higher.
Then Morneau.
I
I
think
I
so.
have a feeling people forget about Morneau.
I'm gonna do Morneau. Ooh.
Let's see.
I was trying to think of somebody else. Like Torrey Hunter did it. Like I was drawing a
Joe
blank on
Mauer.
some of the
I know Joe
Joe
Mauer
Mauer.
did it,
Um,
but that also probably would have been higher.
maybe Kirby Puckett was the play there.
Maybe.
Dang it. That's okay though. 100 RBI season. Derek Lee, baby. I know Chicago Cub ball. He did do Anthony
Oh,
Rizzo.
Carlos
Um,
Lee.
Carlos Lee.
You remember
Okay.
Carlos?
I remember. If we're gonna go
Astro.
Lee, we're going Derek, dang it. I remember Carlos. He was an Astro and a White Sox.
Yep,
Screw that
he was.
bum. We're gonna go Derek Lee if we're going with the Lee.
I
Oh,
mean, you have
Chris Davis.
Teixeira.
Chris Davis.
Oh,
Chris with the D. That was stupid. Of course it's
oh.
without the H. I'm a more I
What
just
about
said with
what
the
about
D.
the Oakland A's? Chris Davis, the KH one.
I thought he was just DH. I don't remember
Oh
ever
no,
play.
he didn't play first base. He played outfield. I don't think he ever played first
Nah,
base.
we're doing Derek Lee chat. We're doing it. I think Derek Lee is gonna be forgotten about.
Nice.
Disrespectful chat. Another 300 home run hitter. I'm pretty sure. So,
I'm interested in what
um,
Carlos Lee was. Hold on. Which number is this? 613? I'm gonna go look it up
yeah.
on mine.
Giants first base. Brandon Pelt. Was Brandon Pelt play first base for the Giants? I think he. Oh,
Oh,
I meant
Brandon
Belt.
Belt?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I meant
did.
Belt. We can do Brandon Belt.
He's probably forgotten.
I think it might actually be a decent amount. Yeah, 13%. Oof. That's not bad though. But like I said, I want to try to keep it around 5%, which most of these are, but more now and yeah, Rarity score's gonna be hurting a little bit. Um, Twins Giants is tough.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't.
wait, wait. I thought he played for the Twins. Dang it, I screwed up.
Oof.
Well, I thought
You wanna?
Matt Cain put. Dang it,
So I looked
that's
up.
my bad.
I looked up Carlos Lee, .08.
You're kidding me.
Dead serious.
I should have done
That's
it.
crazy.
I should have done it,
I
but I
thought.
had to stand. I had to stand on business because he played for two teams I don't like. Freaking
I
crap!
mean, oh, who was our? Oh, Palmero played first,
Did
but that's
Kemmer
probably gonna
Falefa
be.
play for the Twins? No.
I don't think so. Mitch Moreland played
Let's get
first.
Rangers first base.
Mitch Moreland,
Moreland's gonna be low.
Palmero is
Napoli,
gonna
but
be
Napoli will be
higher.
higher than
Napoli,
Moreland.
yeah.
Nathaniel
I
Lowe
mean
might.
Berkman.
Berkman might be low. Wasn't he DH though?
I think he played.
Or is this
He
he
had
had to play first base? Oh, wait.
for that team.
No,
Yeah,
no, hang on.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh, but I don't think Prince Field. I want to risk it all for Prince Fielder,
What
but
like?
I think he was just DH.
No, he played first. I'm pretty
He
sure.
did.
I'm like
Lock it
90%
in,
sure.
Prince Fielder.
Yeah,
He's
I
9%.
was gonna say I remember going to opening day, and he was playing
People
first
don't really
base.
remember that. That's crazy, man. I thought people had forgotten the Prince Fielder Rangers era. That's disappointing.
I wonder if Mitch Moreland was actually lower.
He was definitely lower.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought people would have forgotten Prince Fielder. This is my thing.
I think
So
Prince Fielder's more recent than Moreland was.
is he really?
I think so. Moreland was a part of our
World Series team?
original World Series teams. Yeah, with Kinsler and
Wow.
Young and Andrews. Yeah, he was with those guys.
I didn't realize that.
He played until like 2016 with us, but
That's my bad. I sold this one. We have to redeem ourselves next week.
Pirates San Fran is.
It's Barry Bonds. I hate being that guy, but it's Barry Bonds.
I can't think of anyone else.
I'm trying to. There's definitely pitchers that have gone through there.
I mean, did Hunter Pence possibly go to Pittsburgh on his little
Poopy pants? I don't remember.
end of tour? I don't think he did, but that's the only for some reason. San Fran, I
Yeah.
have no clue about. Even San Fran Twins.
San Fran. Well, I tried Matt Cain with San Fran
Oh,
Twins, and I'm mad at myself for that.
yes.
Rangers Twins, anything?
I have nothing. I'm try. I've been trying to think about it.
And you're positive Martin Perez. I'm pretty sure Martin Perez has played for the Twins.
He. I mean, he very well could have.
I'm
Oh,
I'm You got one?
I'm not sure. Do that one.
Certified ball mower chat.
What is it? 0.5? Yeah.
Point five.
Hold on.
Look at me.
I'm gonna look up another guy. There's a catcher for the Rangers. His name was Chris Jimenez. He was a well-traveled.
Since we're out of time, or running pretty late, I'm gonna do Barry Bonds and just hurt or score, but that's okay.
Oh, Chris Jimenez was one.
Or really quickly, Twins, Giants. Anybody I recognize? Um,
I should have just trusted my gut.
Jack Doyle. Yeah, I don't really recognize any of these. LaTroy Hawkins? He played for the Giants? What? He was after the Cubs era?
Oof.
No
What
way.
was Martin Perez?
Point
Was it
five.
0.5? Yeah, Chris Jimenez was
Would
0.2.
have been point. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I sold. Oh
I
well.
wasn't 100% sure about Chris Jimenez until after we put Martin Perez. That's the only reason I looked it
Levon
up.
Hernandez is a name I remember. Joe Nathan. Oh my
He played for
gosh. Four
San Fran?
years. Yes.
Interesting.
I gotta remember. This is why. AJ Perzinski?
He played for both? He's a White Sox legend. Not a.
Apparently not. I think White Sox fans talk him up. He clearly did, really quickly. He clearly didn't play for them for that long. I'm an idiot. He played for them for 8 years. But he played for the Giants and Twins before. Interesting.
Interesting. I don't remember him playing for either of those. I
Interesting.
remember him a Red Sox. Red Sox.
Do you remember on the Red Sox? I don't remember that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I remember him there.
Okay. Well, we kind of sold today. Particularly me flipping the Stanley Cup winners. I'm mad about that. I'm mad about taking Detroit over Tampa. I'm mad about all these immaculate grids. Next week, even though Nat is joining us, we got to do at least one and lock the frick in. Start studying, Daniel. We got to lock in, man. That was not a good week. Last week was much better. We did much better last week.
We got to pre-do them and then come on to the show.
Oh, 6-11. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. That'd be insane. All right. Well, any final thoughts before we hop off here?
No, I got nothing. It was a big day in the NHL. That's all.
Big day in the NHL and not much else. So we will see y'all next week with hopefully finalists, one of our special guests. But until then, have a good week and stars for the cup.